Most people believe their greatest enemy is somewhere outside them, a difficult boss, a toxic relationship, a broken economy, bad luck. But what if the most dangerous force in your life wakes up with you every morning, wears your face and speaks with your voice? What if the prison you cannot escape is built one thought at a time? The brutal truth is this: if you cannot control your thoughts, someone else will control your life. Every decision you make begins long before your hands move or your mouth speaks. It begins in the quiet place no one else can see. A single thought becomes a belief becomes a habit becomes your character, and your character quietly shapes your destiny while you're too distracted to notice. Jordan Peterson has often pointed people toward a difficult reality. Life is not simply about waiting for happiness to arrive. It is about confronting chaos without allowing it to consume you. The battle is not against the world first. The battle is against the disorder inside your own mind. That is where your future is decided. Think about the last time fear stopped you. Maybe you wanted to start a business, ask someone out, change your career, or speak the truth. Nothing physically held you back. There were no chains around your wrists. Yet you remained frozen. Why? Because your mind whispered a story that felt more real than reality itself. You'll fail. They'll laugh. You're not enough. Those words had no proof, yet they became your prison. This is how thought becomes power, not because it is true, but because you believe it. The human mind is a remarkable machine, but it has one terrifying weakness. It repeats whatever you feed it. Feed it doubt, and doubt becomes your identity. Feed it resentment, and every face begins to look like an enemy. Feed it discipline, and suddenly obstacles begin to look like opportunities. The mind does not care whether your thoughts are helping you or destroying you. It simply strengthens whatever you repeat. That is why some people lose long before life defeats them. They surrender internally first. Have you ever noticed how two people can experience the exact same failure, yet one becomes stronger while the other gives up forever? The event was identical. The difference was not the world. The difference was the conversation happening inside their heads. One said, "This is the end." The other said, "This is the beginning." Reality changed because thought changed. This is a hidden truth most people never understand. You do not experience life exactly as it is. You experience life through the filter of your mind. If that filter is filled with fear, every opportunity looks dangerous. If it is filled with bitterness, every kindness feels suspicious. If it is filled with purpose, even suffering begins to carry meaning. Modern life makes this battle even harder. Every day your attention is under attack. Endless scrolling, endless outrage, endless comparisons. Every notification silently competes for control of your thoughts. Every headline tries to provoke fear. Every advertisement tells you that you are incomplete. Every algorithm profits when your mind loses focus. And slowly, without realizing it, you stop thinking your own thoughts. You begin living according to the expectations of strangers. Your goals are borrowed. Your fears are manufactured. Your confidence depends on numbers displayed on a screen. The world tells you what to desire before you have even discovered what truly matters. Jordan Peterson's deeper lesson is not simply to reject the world. It is to become responsible enough to organize your own mind before the world organizes it for you. Responsibility sounds heavy because it is, but hidden inside responsibility is freedom. The moment you accept that your thoughts are your responsibility, you stop blaming everyone else for the direction of your life. That is frightening because excuses disappear, but it is also empowering because your future returns to your own hands. The strongest people are rarely those with the easiest lives. They are often those who learned to master themselves while everything around them was falling apart. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is violent. The rain is relentless. You cannot command the weather, but you can decide whether you stand or collapse. Thoughts work the same way. You cannot stop every negative idea from entering your mind. Fear will knock. Anger will knock. Doubt will knock, but you decide which thoughts are allowed to stay. That decision changes everything. One dangerous mistake people make is believing every thought deserves respect. It doesn't. Some thoughts are lies wearing the mask of truth. Some are echoes from childhood. Some belong to people who underestimated you years ago. Some were planted by those who wanted to control you. Yet many people accept every thought without question, as though the mind never makes mistakes. Ask yourself something uncomfortable. If a stranger spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, would you allow that person into your life? Probably not. Yet every morning you wake up and repeat the same cruel story to yourself. You replay old failures. You magnify your weaknesses. You predict disasters that never happen. You insult your own potential more effectively than any enemy ever could. Then you wonder why confidence disappears. Confidence is not built by pretending you are perfect. It is built by proving to yourself day after day that your actions matter more than your fears. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence that you are trustworthy. Every difficult decision you make strengthens your identity. Every uncomfortable truth you face without running away makes your mind a little stronger. Discipline is not punishment. It is psychological freedom. When your emotions control your actions, your life becomes unpredictable. One bad mood destroys your productivity. One criticism ruins your week. One disappointment makes you question everything. But when your principles guide your actions instead of your emotions, stability begins to replace chaos. This is where many people misunderstand strength. Strength is not aggression. It is not domination. Real strength is remaining calm when panic is easier. It is telling the truth when lies seem safer. It is staying focused when distractions promise instant pleasure. It is refusing to betray your future just to satisfy your present emotions. Every great transformation begins with invisible victories. Nobody applauds the moment you choose not to complain. Nobody celebrates when you resist another hour of meaningless distraction. Nobody notices when you replace one destructive thought with a useful one. But those invisible moments quietly become the visible life everyone else envies later. People often ask why their lives never change. While repeating the same mental patterns every day, they want different results without becoming a different thinker. But the future cannot grow from the same mental soil that produced yesterday. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant fear and you harvest limitation. Plant courage and you harvest possibility. There is another uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the greatest obstacle is not failure. It is comfort. Comfort whispers that tomorrow is soon enough. Comfort convinces you that your potential can wait another week, another month, another year. Before long years disappear, dreams become regrets. Regrets become identity. The tragedy is rarely that people lacked talent. The tragedy is that they surrendered to comfortable thoughts that slowly stole their ambition. Ask yourself who benefits when your mind remains weak. Certainly not you. The world rewards clarity, responsibility, resilience, and discipline. Those qualities cannot be purchased. They are built through thousands of private decisions no one else will ever witness. You become what you repeatedly think about, but only if those thoughts become action. Thinking alone changes nothing. Endless motivation without responsibility becomes another form of escape. The real challenge is carrying wise thoughts into ordinary days, ordinary conversations, ordinary habits. That is where lives change. Not in dramatic speeches, not in viral moments, but in quiet mornings when no one is watching. The mind you train today will either rescue you tomorrow or betray you tomorrow. It cannot remain neutral forever. There will always be suffering. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be people who misunderstand you, criticize you, or try to pull you backward. You cannot silence every voice around you, but you can become so grounded that those voices no longer decide your direction. That is real freedom. The hidden secret is not controlling the world. The hidden secret is becoming impossible to control because you have mastered yourself first. So the next time fear enters your mind, do not immediately believe it. Question it. Challenge it. Replace it with something stronger. The next time doubt tells you that you are too late, remember that the greatest changes in history often began with one person deciding not to obey the voice of fear anymore, because your life is not shaped by the loudest opinion around you. It is shaped by the quietest voice within you. Protect that voice, train that voice, strengthen that voice. One day when the world becomes louder than ever, it will be the only thing powerful enough to guide you through the darkness. Control your thoughts and you stop becoming a prisoner of circumstances. Control your thoughts and you stop living someone else's story. Control your thoughts and for the first time you begin to own your life. Everything changes the moment your mind stops being your greatest enemy and becomes your strongest ally.